Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Toad TV. I'm Mary Beth.
It's the tundra. I'm Helen.
And we are coming to you from a very, very frigid, very snowy New Jersey.
Yeah.
It is snowing like the dickens outside right now.
Yes, it is.
And according to our weather service, we can expect this for the next 6 to 10 hours. So.
Yeah, we were originally like 3 to 6 inches, which was bad enough. And now they're like, oh.
8 to 12.
Right.
Fun times. Yeah. I think we are getting all the snow we were supposed to get in 2021 today.
Yes. All in one shot. Yeah. We never
all the times
get
that
like the
here. Rest of New Jersey got slammed with snow and we got one flake. It's all coming now. So Helen is going to put in, you're going to put in video of them playing outside, right?
Yeah, I have video of them because it's Hugo's first snow. To begin with, he went outside and he wouldn't leave the doorway. He like put one foot on the step and he's just like, and he's looking around to see his around because he goes around puddles. He does not like to get his feet wet.
He's a delicate soul.
Really doesn't like getting his feet wet. And I kicked him out, literally. And he's kind of going, and then he just rolled over on his back and he wouldn't move. I had to lift him up. And the only thing that got him going was because his good friend Drusilla gave him a snide look and started walking. So.
However, he has worked his way around and now he absolutely loves it. He goes zooming through and he buries his face in the snow because it's deep enough that he can bury practically his entire head in it.
I mean, we've been out like every hour on the hour just about this morning, and each time we go out, whatever path he's created or whatever is gone. That's how fast it's coming down.
Right.
So
he is just zooming around.
Yeah.
And there are little birds in the bushes that are trying to take cover in the bushes, and he goes racing by, knocks into the bush. They all come fluttering out and then go back in again. It's really very, very nice.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's cold, so we are all doing tea. It's like all tea all day.
Yeah, it's a 3-cupper day.
I was going to say, I'm on my second cup of tea, and since I normally don't even make it through one, this is really unusual. But I took him out, and I was freezing. So I decided I was going to, warm myself from the inside out.
Yeah, aside from it, sorry, we have one eye on him. Everything else, the wind is terrible. So.
But it's okay.
We will survive.
Yes. It's a snow day.
Right.
That's all. It's just a snow day. So, but it's kind of nice to see the white.
Yes. Yes.
I have a feeling it's going to melt relatively quickly. I don't think it's going to stick around with us very long because being surrounded by the water, that is a bonus.
And I think also they'll plow it quickly. And we are we're like the Midwest. We're flat. We have no hills or anything, so it'll go away.
Right. Besides, it's supposed to be in the 50s in like 2 days. So
yeah, it was 62 degrees yesterday.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. However, it's Monday. It's Monday, January 3rd.
It's 2022.
2022. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You know how you see those things? Have you picked a word for 2022?
I never pick a word.
Okay, my word for 2022 is surviving. Because you thought that 2020 was bad. And then 2021 was like, here, hold my beer.
Right.
So 2022, it's going to be a good year, right? It's going to be a good year.
My thing is declutter. That's my goal for 2022 is declutter.
All right. Well, I'm on board with that. I'm 100% on board with that as long as you don't touch my paper or my books. I'm good.
Unless you touch everything I hoard and clutter, then I'm good.
It's okay. You don't want to give up any of them anyway.
No,
It's all right.
I want to make room for them so that it's not cluttered.
Yes. So. But I keep seeing things on TikTok about how 2021 was really, really bad, and then the last hours of 2021 when they took Betty White. And that was just like...
Well, that was just 2021 giving us all the finger.
Right on the way out the door.
Well, you fired me? Fine. I'm taking her with me.
However, my favorite thing that I saw in memorial to Betty White was the Rainbow Bridge is going to be really loud.
Oh my God.
Because of all the animals that she worked with and rescued. And she said, I was watching a video with her and somebody was saying, what would you be if you weren't an actress? And she said, a zookeeper. And she said, well, actually, I am a zookeeper because I work with zoos all around the world. And she did. She just worked with zoos all around the world. So I thought that was really, really beautiful. That was my favorite thing that I saw. They also asked her what was the one thing that she didn't do in Hollywood, and she said Robert Redford.
Oh, she was a treasure.
She was an absolute treasure. So she was a good broad.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so 2021 is behind us, but we do have some things that just kind of a year in recap.
Yes, that got lost on Friday. Friday was a rough day.
Yeah. Saturday was a rough day. Sunday was a rough day.
Yeah. No, so yesterday wasn't too bad. But,
No.
Friday and Saturday were frustrating pet days. So.
Yeah, kind of regressive. But I think we're moving forward again, so it's okay. And there will be setbacks, we know.
Yes. Okay, so the problem with podcasting in this room is the windows are here, and I am a squirrel. Or I'm a dog and the squirrels are going by.
Right. Ooh, shiny object.
So a new dog just walked by, and I'm like, ooh, that's a cute dog. So anyway, I will try and stay focused. I'm sorry.
Okay. It's okay. It's all right. So 2021, highs and lows.
We'll stay out of the lows. There were lows, and everybody
Yeah.
knows them. I mean, you can't get any worse than July, so.
Right. And for anybody who's new, it's just we lost 2 of our pets, and it was very, very difficult. But we did have some highs. We got to come out and see people again.
We did a lot of shows.
We did do a bunch of shows. Got to meet people and have our picture taken with people, and it was wonderful. And we got to talk to people in person. It was really, really cool. Help people find colors. That's which we love to do. One of my favorite things was helping people find the colors for the Ola's sweater.
Oh yeah,
That's the one that I did in the gingerbread with the mini skeins that I did in the different colors that had like thick and thinner stripes going through. That was fun to do.
Yeah, I think it
really
was
fun.
Saf, where it was 2 sisters who came through. And one of them bought it. She picked hers and she bought it. And the other one, she just wanted it exactly like yours. And we weren't doing gingerbread anymore, so. But she came back the next day, and we helped her out because she just loved the sweater so much. So
yeah, no, I'm pretty sure she wound up with box lunches, the soft brown.
Yeah.
And then the
and
colors
then she
going
did the minis,
through
because she took the minis from the stocking hat.
Yes. So it was a lot of fun doing that. Well, you know how much we love doing that.
Yeah.
Putting together the colors and things. So that was something that we love to do. And the last part of the year, like in December, we saw some good things on TV. One we had seen the beginning of before, but then we saw the end of it in December, and that was All Creatures Great and Small from PBS.
It's the 2nd season, which is not available to the general public.
It's not yet?
No.
Oh, was it the first season that...
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we have somebody who got us the 2nd season a little bit early. If you have not seen the first season of it, it is the remake of All Creatures Great and Small.
It's the BBC.
I did not think that I could like it any more than the original because I loved the original so much, and this so far surpasses the original in my mind. I adore the show so very, very much.
And the Christmas episode, I think my brother summed it up best when he said, "Yeah, I just feel warm all over."
Yeah.
So
It's just
a nice show.
Yeah.
Gorgeous scenery, and just great characters.
Really great characters.
And the Great British Bake Off this year, I think, was one of their best.
Yes.
I love that show no matter what they do, but I think there was an added camaraderie amongst the contestants because they had to be in the bubble, so they were always together. They didn't go home in between. And they were just nice people.
Yes, they
really
really
good
were.
people. So
It was so sad when you saw them leave.
yeah.
But we were very happy with the winner. we were very happy. It would have.
I was
any of the
finals,
three.
Yeah.
I would have been happy with. So no, it was good.
Yeah.
It was really, really good. And then I know we're a little bit late to the game, but we just finished watching Hawkeye. Oh my god,
That was fun.
that was so much fun.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed that show a lot. So yeah, that was good. We also did Black Widow. There you
Before
go.
Hawkeye.
There's a movie we just watched. We watched Black Widow. What I do remember are books, because we both had to go through and make our best of list of books. And I went through the list of books that I read this year, and I picked out the ones that really, I immediately knew exactly what the book was, and I remembered everything about it, kind of thing. I have 14. Helen told me I could have 5. So
I
had to
went
bring
and
it
picked my
down.
5 stars, and then from my 5 stars, I whittled it down to 5.
Okay. All right. So, what didn't make the list for me?
Okay, this doesn't count.
Okay. I won't tell you what didn't make the list for me. I'll only tell you what did make the list for me, okay? Fine. God, you're so picky.
I think
All
you're
right.
going to skirt the rules.
Yes. Okay. All right. I'm going to start with, this is my honorable mention, because I couldn't bring it down to 5. I did it to 6, as Helen would say, breaking the rules left and right.
And also, we should say that there are 2 duplicates in our top 5 that we just both decided that was okay.
Yes.
Because they were just that good. But then there were some that we both had in our top 5 that we agreed there were others that we could switch them out for, so that we weren't a complete duplicate, just in different order.
Right.
So,
All right. Honorable mention is The Memory Collectors. I really, really liked this book a lot. It was such an interesting topic. It's about a woman who, when she picks up objects, she can see the past of that object. Okay, brief Hugo break, because somebody had to pee.
he rang his bells, and we have to
Acknowledge it. So, anyway, this lady, well, actually, it starts with a girl, and then there is a woman who has the same gift, but they see the memories and they feel the memories of objects, certain objects. And the older woman, collects them, and she wants to make a museum out of all these found objects. And it was just, I thought the characters were wonderful. I thought that the story behind it was really wonderful. Everybody had their problems, but still.
It was such a neat idea. I said to Mary Beth when I finished reading it that it was like, ooh, I think we should have a museum of found objects.
Right, exactly, because you find some of them had good memories, some of them had bad memories, and the auras that surrounded them and everything. It was just such an interesting idea that there were people out there that could actually read these things. So I loved it.
Yeah.
So that was my honorable mention. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, number 5 on my list is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I will read just about anything that
Yes.
she writes. Daisy Jones and the Six, and the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I cry just mentioning that book.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We listened to this in the car.
Yeah.
I love the way she writes books. She doesn't write books the same way other people do.
She always has like Daisy Jones and the Six is like almost like a documentary. It's like
Right.
a listening, because I have pretty much done hers all on Audible. I've
Yes.
done 1 or 2 of her older ones reading, but her Audible productions are phenomenal. To me, Daisy Jones and the Six is like one of the best Audible productions out there.
Yes.
But it was all kind of like doing a documentary, and then the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo was almost like through reading a tabloid.
Also,
kind of thing.
it brought in emails
Right.
and, Facebook pages and things like that.
Yeah,
It was all
social
different-
media
Yeah.
and pre-social media. So, and Malibu Rising is it's a family, it's just really very good. So, and a really good book. I know exactly where we were in a journey when we were listening
Right.
to it, because we were driving back and forth to shows and stuff. Driving through the hills of Virginia on our way back and forth from SAF. So, yeah, really
It
good
was
book.
really, really, really good. 3 siblings, all surfers, all famous for other reasons, and
Right.
just Excellent. What
Yes.
happens over the course of a day?
Her characters are great. Her conversations are good.
And she
she
writes well.
She writes good conversations.
Yeah.
So
That was on my list, and I knocked it off. I also had a couple by Christina Henry that I knocked off because I do Christina Henry. Well, I did it a lot last year. So, all right. My next one, number 5 for me, is Ladies of the Secret Circus. I really, really like this book. This was such...
different.
Oh my god. It's about a demon who has a circus, and the characters that are inside the circus, and basically their hell is that they are members of the circus.
Yeah.
And somebody breaks through into the circus, and it's just
Really
really, really good.
And just
Really good.
totally different plot line.
Yes.
Yeah, which
Oh
is
my gosh.
good.
I had her other, and I cannot remember her name.
Constance Sayers, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, Constance Sayers, you're right. Because I had her other book, A Witch in Time, on my list as well.
Yeah, see,
Yeah. And I took it off
Witch in Time crossed off.
because it didn't make the top 5, but I figured I would keep one in and mention the
Yeah.
other one as an aside, because Constance Sayers right now, if she writes something, I will read it.
And I actually preferred The Witch in Time to The Secret Circus. Just a little bit. So
The Secret Circus, since it was the first one that we read
Okay,
of hers.
yeah.
Also, I did other witch books this year, so that it was... I've done a bunch of...
I was very witchy this year.
Yeah, I had a lot of witchy books this year, so that the circus was different.
Yeah.
And I've got something about a circus. You know, I just... There's something about reading about a circus.
I'm running away to a circus.
Yes.
So
I
if
really,
you guys know
really...
us, you know our favorite book.
Right.
It's The Night Circus. So.
So, Ladies of the Secret Circus, Constance Sayers. Okay.
Okay, my number 4 is The Secret Life of Addie LaRue. That's by V.E. Schwab. That one just hit me like a ton of bricks. And talk about an interesting plot line. It's a woman who she makes a deal with a demon that she doesn't have to go back to get married and
Be part of her staid little life.
right. And his deal is that she can live forever, but nobody. Once people stop looking at her, they will no longer remember her. And we read this on the Kindle.
Yes.
Yes, right. It wasn't an Audible; it was a Kindle, right?
Yes.
And I saw somebody was showing on a TikTok. It was books that are beautiful under the jacket, the dust jacket, and one of them was Addie LaRue, and she turned it over, and all it says is "I remember you," and that just kicked me in the gut. So
Yep.
if you've read this book, it's just like, oh, and I'm like, that's what you miss on the Kindle when you do an e-reader, because you don't get to see the book.
Right. The Audibles and the e-readers.
Right, because
yeah.
that just, once you read the book, it's just like, oh, now it's like I have to go buy the book.
I saw that somebody did a page in their book journal, and they had Addie on one side and Henry on the other. And it was a full page spread, and they had quotes from Addie on one side and quotes from Henry on the other. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. So, yes, the Secret Lives of Addie LaRue was crossed off on my list too. All right. Next on the list is another one that we listened to in the car together, and we just had such a good time doing it. It is The People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry.
I crossed that off mine.
Oh my god, it was just so much fun. The two protagonists are best friends, and it's the conversations they have, and the conversations that Emily Henry writes, because we did Beach Read as well, and we both loved that. Just so much fun. It's like a rom-com elevated a little bit. You know, it's a little bit higher than your standard rom-com. It's good. So these two friends go on vacation every year together. And one of them is a travel writer, so she gets... it starts off that she is doing it how she can do it for the least amount of money. So they're staying in hovels and things like that, and it's the people that they meet on their vacations
Right.
that make the difference. It's not where you stay or where you go to dinner. It's the people that you meet when you're out. So it's fun. It's really, really fun. So the people we meet on vacation. Okay.
Number 3 for me was the Once and Future Witches by Alix Harrow.
I was doing, at the beginning of the year, I was doing blurbs about books, and they were like a paragraph each, and then I did the Once and Future Witches, and it was 17 pages.
Nice. Yeah, this book just strong women.
Yes.
3 sisters. Don't know why that rang true with us.
Familiars.
Yeah, they had familiars. They're witches. It's just, I strongly recommend this book. Even if you don't like witches or whatever, it's just...
It's not even so much the witchcraft.
Because the witchcraft
isn't
isn't it? It's more the feminist and
It was a
women
great
standing
book.
up for themselves.
That was one of the ones that I took off because I figured Helen's going to do it, so it's, but it, oh my God, that's a good book.
Yeah.
That's a really good book. All right, my next one is The Chemist by Stephenie Meyer of
Yes, that's Stephenie Meyer.
Twilight. Of Twilight fame. However, this is about a woman who uses potion, or she's very interested in neurology and how chemicals affect the brain, and the government uses her as an interrogator using her chemicals to make people talk.
Without essentially torturing them.
Right. There is no physical damage done to them. It's just mental. And when you meet her, she is on the run because she has escaped from the government and is trying to get away from them. And
they want her dead.
it is very, very, very good. It is very fast-paced. It has good characters. It's got dogs.
It's got excellent dogs.
It's got excellent dogs. But it's an interesting idea. Really interesting idea. And this has been around for a while. So that, but there is also, part of it revolves around a plague that is being released upon the world,
Right.
which, you know, who knows anything about that? But it was just...
It certainly is going to do, if you have conspiracy theories, it's going to spark them.
Right. But it's just, I thought it was really well done. We both agreed that we listened to it on Audible, and the performance enhanced it 100%. I think it was so well done.
Yeah.
With the actors that they used, so that it was, I recommend the Audible completely. This was the kind of thing where I was driving down to Maryland by myself with my brother. Helen wasn't with me, and I was halfway through it, and I nearly made him listen to it on the way down. The only reason I didn't was because I thought he might actually enjoy it himself, so I didn't want to ruin it for him. But it's the kind of thing where you sit in the car for the last 10 minutes so that you can listen to as much as you possibly can. So yeah, no, I really, really enjoyed it.
This was my standing outside in the cold with Hugo.
Right.
Listen. So anybody around us who got to hear what I was listening to sometimes was just like, but yeah. And I mean, we were talking about it this morning, and to go further, we wonder if we had actually read the book, would we have enjoyed it so much because the Audible production is so good? Because I don't think anybody will ever accuse her of fabulous writing.
Right.
However, I will say that Twilight was a page turner.
That's the thing. They're page turners, fast paced. It was, you know, you wanted to know what happened next.
And I kind of want to go back and do the host on Audible.
Yeah,
Because I really enjoy the host.
All right. I'm going to do my next one because I know it's your number 2, and it's my number 1. And then you can do my number 2 and your number 1.
Okay.
Okay. All right. My number 1 for the year is Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune. This book just hit me so hard. The characters in it are amazing.
I have a dog named Hugo.
There is a reason Hugo is named Hugo. It is about a man named Wallace who dies and is collected by his reaper and taken to kind of like a way station, which is a tea room, and he is allowed to stay there until he is ready to pass over, and the people that he meets there, both alive and dead, and it's just, there were times, we're going to do a review of this, there was one part where I actually gasped and started sobbing so hard, and it was just 3 words.
You're gonna make me cry.
I know. It was 3 words. We have gotten so many comments from people, emails from people, and comments on the podcast or on social media saying that they're reading it and that they're having the same, pretty much guttural reaction we did.
It's a beautifully written book. I mean, he wrote The House at the Cerulean Sea first, which I know a lot of people read, but we both saved that
right
for this year. And also, it's just, this book was so beautifully written that I need to savor the next one.
I wanted space in between,
and
right?
I don't want to just like be a pig and just suck it all in. His characters are phenomenal. His ideas are beautiful.
Yeah.
And his descriptions.
And in just a few words.
When the manager comes, and his description of the manager is just spectacular.
So, yes.
And, I mean, it's just a way of dealing with grief and just beautiful.
And people.
Yeah.
And how people can surprise you.
Yes.
They really can surprise you and change.
So, yeah. Okay, now, my number 1 and her number 2, a lot of thought went into this because I would have thought Under the Whispering Door was going to be my number 1, and I would have kept it my number 1 if we both had it. That was fine. It's that good a book. But this one actually edged it out just a little bit. And as a hint, I almost had a dog named Waylon. But instead I had a dog named Hugo, because Hugo sounds better. My number 1 book is The Beasts of Extraordinary Circumstance. I just loved everything about that book. And to me, when I grew you a forest, and he sends the raccoons to check on her, Waylon is just one of the greatest characters ever.
You know what? I really, again, such a different concept,
right?
And such a different idea, and coming at the world from such a different viewpoint, and it was just I ran into that a couple of times this year, and it was such a great reading experience that we could have these different things that you don't expect at all. I mean, Waylon, you do not expect him, and he is very, very hard to top. And you want a Waylon. You do in the world. We need Waylons in the world. We really do. Just to believe in magic. Yeah. And to believe in the possibility. They're wonderful. That you could be that in touch with nature and everything. Yeah. So, The Beast of Extraordinary Circumstance, as Helen said, it was a tough one. I went through the first part of this year pretty sure that the Once and Future Witches was going to take it all the way. And then in July... It almost didn't make my top 5. Yeah, in July, The Beast of Extraordinary Circumstances, I read that, and that just knocked me for a loop. And then Under the Whispering Door basically killed me. So... racking sobs when I was done that book. Both of them. I was sobbing at the end of The Beast of Extraordinary Circumstances, too. I really was, How beautiful would it be to be the type of person that when you have left an area, you have left it so much more beautiful that people will walk through and say that Wayland was here. Or you walk up a path and the flowers just grow just to show off for you. Right. I mean, to be that type of person that the flowers want to show off for you. That's something to aspire to. Yeah. Okay. Good year for reading. Very good year. Really good year for reading because, I took 14, but there were so many more that I could have chosen. It was just a really good year.
Yeah.
So what else did you have? Oh, you had The Four Winds. I haven't read that. Oh, The Giver of Stars. I think I read that last year. That's what it was.
Because that was my first finish of 2021. So the ones, and I only pulled my 5-star reads. So the 5 stars that didn't make my cut were People We Meet on Vacation, but that's on Mary Beth. The Witch in Time is on Mary Beth. The Giver of Stars by JoJo Moyes is just a wonderful, wonderful book. Talk about strong women.
Yes. Oh my God.
And again, strong women. The Four Winds was a book that took me by surprise because as I was reading it, I was just like, okay. But she writes so well, Kristin Hanna, that you keep reading it, even though, I mean, I wasn't that interested in the time period. I didn't know anything about the Dust Bowl or anything like that. And it's dirty and gritty and da-da-da-da, but the strong female characters.
Yeah.
So, so The Four Winds, but didn't make the top 5.
The other one that almost made it but didn't was The Curious Charms of Arthur Pepper, because I really love that one. Again, good book, good characters.
Yeah, he was a 4-star for me, but because it took me just a little bit to get into that one.
I also did not do The Devil in the Dark Water or The Six of Crows, both of which I liked very, very, very much, but I had to cut. Things had to fall.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there. We just gave you a whole bunch of really good book recommendations. Most of them you've heard from us before.
I was going to say, most of them you already knew.
You know, who knows?
Yeah.
We have been really enjoying ourselves as far as finding good books to read for 2022. Both on our shelves and on Barnes & Noble shelves that are now on our shelf.
And Audible keeps sending me, oh, you like this. You might like this. You're right.
I think I would.
I think
I
You're
need
right,
that.
Audible.
Thank you.
I have extra credits. I will take that.
Also, we have placed our book of the month for January, so we are very excited about getting that soon.
Yeah.
It's good year for books.
Good.
Always. All right, so I think we have to keep going.
Yes, we have a lot of packing to do.
Yes. We hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week.
Go forth and create.
And we will see you on Friday.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
Stay warm.
And dry.
Yes.